Welcome back to another powerful episode of Healthy Waves, dear listeners. I'm your host Avik, and this is your space for real talk on health, mindset, and sustainable change. Not just another feel good or sound bath that fades by Monday. So, today we are diving into something people think that they understand but mostly get wrong. Yeah, it's yoga. Is it just stretching? Is it a weight loss tool? Or is it only for super flexible people in matching outfits on Instagram? Or is it kind of actually a full operating system for your mind, energy, and the life? Good question, right? So, to sort signal from noise, and we have someone who lives this work at scale. So, please welcome our guest, Anjuly Rudolph. So, welcome to the show.
Hi, Vic. Thank you for inviting me. And I was smiling hearing what you would said. Yeah, that's often what people think is yoga is. That's so funny. Like,
Exactly.
that's just yeah. I think it's the modernized version of yoga, which has very little to do with yoga, and also there's so much more to it. There's so little
Yeah,
that people know about it, which is very unfortunate because it's an amazing tool.
yeah, exactly. So, dear listeners, before we delve deep into our discussion today, I quickly love to introduce you with Anjali. So, Anjali is a transformational catalyst who helps people tap into their highest potential using yoga, hypnosis, energy healing, and coaching. So she has helped hundreds of people feel healthier, improve relationships, find success at work, and even double their income with a holistic approach that actually sticks. So she grew up in a traditional Indian family where yoga was not a kind of trend, it was a daily life. Her mother is well-known yoga teacher in India. So, six of her seven siblings are internationally acclaimed yoga teachers. Then she took that foundation into Uganda, Burundi, Syria, Tunisia, and Germany, learning like how people from completely different cultures are carrying the same stress, the same emotional pain, and the same longing for balance. So today we are talking about yoga and the misconceptions about yoga. So what it really is and what is it not? And also at the same time, how to use it as a practical tool for the modern life, not just for a mat and a candle. So let's get started. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you, Avik.
So a lot of people think that yoga is something like nice stretching with relaxing music. So when someone says that to you, how do you explain what yoga actually is underneath the poses?
Yeah, well, that's the image because I think most of us are people who are very connected to our visual sense, and that's what we see
Yeah.
this place. So probably that's the reason why people connect to yoga to asanas. So the stretching and the postures that we do in yoga are called asanas, and that's just one aspect of the total science of yoga. So one of the major documents that talks about yoga is the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So
Mm.
Patanjali talks in these Yoga Sutras about the science of yoga. And imagine that these are 195 to 96 sutras. Now, guess
Yeah.
how many of these sutras are actually talking about asanas?
Mm.
Can you imagine?
Uh,
Wild guess.
um, 100?
No, they're even like 3 to 4 maximum, not more than
Oh, okay. Okay, okay.
yeah. So that's the importance of asanas in the whole yogic science. And also, while he's talking about asanas in these
Mm.
3 to 4 sutras, basically he's simply talking about a posture where that is comfortable and that's easy for you to hold for a longer time. So basically, he's talking about Sukhasana, in which you can sit and meditate for longer hours without moving too much. So he's not even talking about the Surya Namaskar or the warrior poses or the Shirshasana or all kinds of shoulder stand or handstand or whatever we nowadays see on Instagram. So now the question comes, and why is it that people are so attached to this physical aspect of it and not really looking at the bigger picture? So that's an interesting thing. Now, if you look at Indian tradition, you would realize that way before the rest of the humanity knew about astrology or physics or mathematics or even health, our Vedas were already talking about a lot of those things. So we have very detailed description of astrology, which star is where, in which constellation, when does it come to which place, and so on and so forth. So there's one thing that was not being talked about, and that is psychotherapy. Now, I wonder why we have all these sciences in the Vedas and there's nothing to talk about the human mind. Very simple answers, because yoga is talking about the human mind. Yoga is not really talking about the body. Body is the tool that we use to get to balancing the brain hemispheres. That's the tool we use to calm our mind so that we can get into the meditative practices. That was the purpose of yoga. Yeah. And the next thing is, now we are talking about the music, relaxing yourself
Yeah.
with the music. Now imagine a traditional yogi. He did not have a yoga mat. He was not wearing those yoga leggings. He was not really carrying his Spotify with him. So, a traditional yogi was not going to a fitness studio for 1 hour
Yeah.
or a yoga studio for 90 minutes and doing a session.
Yeah.
A yogi was living a yogic lifestyle, and we still sometimes come across footage where we see that some of those Himalayan yogis are even now, in their lion's clothes. They are in that cold winter, knee deep snow. They're easily surviving without any, fur coats or any of those things. So that's the power of yoga.
Yeah.
So I really wish that people knew more about it.
That's really great one. I would say people should know it, and um, I love that because it takes yoga out of the kind of cute workout category and puts it back where it actually belongs. And as a full system for how you relate to your body, your mind, and your emotions, that is different business model for well-being. So yeah.
Exactly. And me personally, when
Mm,
I started doing yoga at that time,
mm,
I was going through a very difficult life situation, and I used to play regularly tennis. I would swim a lot. I would walk and hike a lot. So, but I realized that when I actually had all those emotional issues,
mm,
um, playing tennis could give me an outlet to my anger, and swimming could give me some place to work out on my sadness. But there was nothing that was giving me a holistic outlet to let go of all that was keeping me awake at night, that was bothering me throughout the day. So that's when I realized that that was the time when I was getting connected with yoga. And that's the only time when I realized that it works on a whole cocktail of emotions, even though if you are not able to name these emotions, even if you don't really know what is bothering you, yoga does not need pinpointing what is bothering you. Yoga just starts working through your breath, through your movement, through your thoughts, through your senses. It has so many different aspects that it works on. And that's what puts yoga compared to other sports modalities aside.
I agree. I agree on this. Yeah. So, probably the second biggest myth is I cannot do yoga because I am not flexible.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly.
how do you respond to that belief?
Actually, that's so funny because just today I finished writing a blog on exactly this topic. Now imagine somebody who is stinking because he's not taken a shower for a week comes to you and says, "Oh, I can't take a shower because I'm thinking." That's exactly the reason why one should be practicing yoga because they are not flexible, because the body is asking for more movement. So, their asanas play, of course, an important role, and some simple, easy stretching needs to be done. Now, imagine that when we wake up in the morning, there are thousands and thousands of bacteria that have built in our fascia throughout
Yeah.
the night. And that simple morning stretch, when we wake up, we intuitively know that we want to stretch our body because that's also helping us get away from that bacteria that could cause any ailments in our body. So when you wake up, just stretching your body on one side, then on the other side, it's not just waking up your muscles, it's also making your immune system work and flushing away all the bacteria and all those things that you don't need in your body
Mm,
to keep yourself healthy. So that's where this comes in handy. So some simple stretches without really going into any of that modern day things of handstand or headstand or shoulder stand or whatever.
mm,
Just, making your spine stretch in each direction that spine can stretch in would already wake your body up. It's like, simple hand movements, simple joint movements. They are already working on your immune system. They're working on your cardiovascular system. They're working on your digestive system.
mm.
They're working on your muscular system and on your nervous system. So, but very commonly, when I was recently at a yoga anatomy training, and I realized that all that was spoken about over the weekend was simply the muscles and the fascia. And people totally forget that there are total 11 body systems, and yoga is not just working on muscle and fascia. That's actually just a side effect of doing yoga because yoga works on your entire 11 body systems plus
Yeah.
your mind and your soul.
Exactly. Mhm. Thanks for sharing that. And for someone who is listening and who is intimidated by the studios or the social media, what is a very simple entry point that can start with at home or in their day that still counts a kind of real yoga?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Avik, because nowadays we have all the possibilities of doing an online class or doing going to a yoga studio, even if it is not a
Mm,
possibility for you. You can simply look for an online class close to you.
mm,
And even if you don't want to do that, even if you don't want to spend money on anything, then just integrate some small practices throughout your day. So
mm,
I would recommend that just start with some gentle your joint movements. So stretching your toes out and relaxing them again a few times, and doing the same thing with the ankles. Start rotating your ankles. Do that with your fingers
mm,
and your wrists. And slowly, when you just work alone on your joints, you are actually releasing all the gases that have accumulated in your body throughout the night, and they are released from your body. And that with that also a lot of stress in your body is being released out. So just without, you don't have to know anything about yoga. You just intuitively start moving your toes, your ankles, your knees, your body. Just swing it a little bit from the side to side and just give yourself some nice stretch while you're waiting for your chai to cook or while you're
mm.
waiting for your coffee to cook. Just use your kitchen slab and stretch your body against the kitchen slab. So those are some very easy practices one can do.
Yeah.
So once you've done that for a few weeks, then you can still, look for. There are plenty of YouTube videos which are completely free. There are a lot of Zoom classes happening. Then you can slowly start looking for someone who can help you out.
Yeah. So, and also, like, you have deep Indian roots in yoga and have also lived across Africa and the Middle East. So, when you see how yoga is packaged in the
Mhm.
West, so what do you feel is uh, most often lost or maybe misunderstood about its original intention? What do you say?
Yeah, what is lost is definitely that it has become very somatic, and one forgets that there is so much more behind our physical pains. When our neck is hurting, then it's not just the neck that is, the muscles are hurting. It's actually your inability to say no at places, and in your inability to say yes at certain places. That's what your body is trying to remind you of. When your back is hurting, then your body and mind are trying to remind you that you're missing somebody's support. So the root cause has been forgotten. People think that they can work symptomatically like the other medicinal things work, take a pill and then things would get better. So that's not yoga. Yoga works on all levels of your body. So the very definition of yoga is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. That means that yoga is the science of removing all fluctuations from your mind. Now, when you are free of fear, when you're free of resentment, when you're free of envy, then your body flourishes in a very different way compared to when you're bitter about things, when you're not able to forgive people, when you're clenching your teeth because somebody said something to you and you could not reply
Mm.
back. So once you start understanding how you can use your breath to release those stuck emotions, how you can use your movement to release anything that is not wanted in your body and your energy field, that's when the magic starts to happen.
Exactly. And if you can also share, like, if teachers or practitioners in the West uh, want to honor yoga's roots better, like, while still working in the modern studios and the online spaces, then what are few practical shifts they can make in how they teach or practice?
Yeah, so what I personally do in my practices and what I would also recommend to a lot of people, I definitely recommend it to the teachers that I train because I work as a trainer for the yoga teachers here in Germany. So, very simple thing is that give people time to ground, that they arrive, that they simply observe their body. How is my body feeling right now? What is my breath telling me? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it having a sound or is it more silent? So, the moment you start watching your breath, you would realize that there is some story being told to you because we all know that when we are tired, we always
Mm.
have this breath where we go, ah, you know,
Yes.
so we make that kind of sound. Or when we are trying to lift something heavy, we take a deep inhale and then we lift things. So you know that your breath is different when you're walking on the beach and you're feeling that water and that wet sand under your feet. Your breathing is very relaxed. But if you suddenly see somebody who is hitting a child, for example, then your breath would immediately change. So it does not just work in one direction. So the scenery around you is impacting your breath, but your breath is also impacting uh, how do you say, the situation of your body. So when you change your breath as if you're walking or taking a stroll on the beach, that's when your body would also feel that you're actually doing that, and it would go in the relaxation mode. So it would take your stress away. So some good breathing should definitely be part of a yoga session. Being aware of your five senses should definitely be a part of some yoga sessions. And then very often what happens is, I have personally experienced that sometimes when I finish a session and I'm doing the final relaxation, people just think that it's a waste of time. Then they start collecting their things and they walk out. Now you imagine that you've switched on all the lights in your house, and when the house is really nicely lit, you just walk out. So
Yeah.
that's what people are doing with the yoga sessions when they don't take a proper relaxation. It's a system. When your body moves, when you've used your breath, when you've used your senses, then the circulation of energy in your body is different. That's when your body needs to relax, because it's in relaxation that your muscles actually build, not while they're actually working out. So the relaxation is one for building the muscles, two for giving all the body parts which have not uh, gotten that fresh air, fresh prana in them, to send that prana to each and every cell of body, so that the healthy, fresh, oxygenated blood can go to all these places. So the shavasana, or the final relaxation, is an important part of how do you use it in your session. And then sometimes I also observe a lot of teachers, they would just sit there silently or switch on some music and then let people lie in relaxation corpse pose. That's not the sense behind it. There is a proper yoga nidra system, which even science is recognizing nowadays, that it plays a major part in how our neurosystem, how our brain, our nerves, and the entire body relaxes when we do a proper yoga nidra. So people very often don't understand the difference between a shavasana, kayastherium, and a yoga nidra. So that is something that's also important, that people understand that there is a proper system to a session, that after every movement, every flow where we have activated the cardiovascular system, we need to give body a few moments of pause, a few moments of becoming the observer of your experience, so that that energy moves where your observation is going. And I would wish that more yoga teachers understand that aspect.
Totally agree with you. I really appreciate like how you're holding both, like respect for the traditional and the realistic application in today's world. That kind of nuance is what helps people move away from the cultural appropriation and also towards the authentic integration. And for our listeners who is kind of busy, drained, or maybe a little skeptical but very, very curious, for them, what is the one small yoga habit, I would say, that you would challenge them to try constantly for the next 14 days to see the real shift?
I would offer them two practices. They can choose to do one of them, but if they use both, then even it's better. So the first thing is, when you wake up in the morning, just sit in your bed for a few moments and simply observe your breath,
Mm,
and then let your breath flow more consciously into every single area of your lungs. So towards the front, towards the floor, towards your arms, and towards the back. So the lungs are going in maximal expansion, because that oxygenates your entire blood. And the oxygenation of blood automatically means that you have a stronger heart, stronger immune system, and you feel more energetic. So, this is one practice. And then, if you still have the possibility, then right before you go to bed in the evening, do that same thing, a few more breaths. So that is one practice, connecting with the breath every morning and every evening, even if it is just for 2 minutes.
mhm,
And the second practice is, again, moving all your joints right before you sleep. Maybe you lie down in your bed and consciously start moving your toes and remind yourself, I relax my toes, I relax my ankles, I relax my knees, and slowly moving all the way up to your head and your neck, moving it and relaxing it. And start the day again with the same thing. So if you do that in the morning, you would feel more energized when you have moved all your joints and woken up the body carefully. And if you do the same practice right before your bed, then you would also feel that your sleep is so much more deeper and regenerative.
Mm, very true. Yeah. That's really lovely. And um, for everyone who's listening, who has made side-eyed yoga or felt it was like not for people like me, then here is your simple reflection and the challenge. Redefine yoga for yourself. Take a moment tonight and uh, write one sentence like, yoga is a tool that helps me. Fill in the fill Yes, so fill in that blank with what you truly need right now. Maybe it is to breathe, to feel again, to slow down, to reconnect with your body. And also try one tiny practice for 7 days. Like uh, choose one small action. It could be like 5 conscious breaths before you check your phone in the morning, and 3 gentle stretches before bed while you pay attention to your breath. And also maybe like uh, sitting for 2 minutes with your hand on your heart and just noticing like how you feel the moment. Do it every day for a week and simply observe how your mind and body respond. So if you feel a resonance with what Anjali shared and you want to go deeper into the holistic way of living, you can connect with her and get more grounded, practical guidance through her newsletter. And also, Anjali, like if someone wants to connect with you, what will be the other great mediums as well?
I am there on most of the social media. So I'm there on Facebook, Instagram. I have a website, which is yoganjuly.com. So yog, Y-O-G, ANJULY.com. So people can find me on my website. It's a bilingual website. So people who understand German can use it in German language or in English. And I'm there on Instagram. It's called Yoga Anjuli, Yoga in Bonn. Bonn is the name of the city where I live in Germany.
Amazing, amazing. So, um, dear listeners, what I'll do is I'll put all the links and the details into the show notes for easy reference. And with this hope, it is a great way to keep this episode from just being inspiration and turn into a kind of integration. So, with this hope, be happy and follow the discussions that we had today. Just try those challenges and do share what you feel after going through those challenges. So, till then, be happy and keep smiling. Thank you so much.
Thank you.